Coach Doup, thanks for joining us here as we conclude OAC Media Day for 2015. It's finally over. The off-season's over with, and now starts the beginning of the 2015 football season. I know you have to be very excited to get to work.
Oh, extremely. We started yesterday as a staff, and summer flew by, and it was great to get the whole staff together, put a good, hard day's work in. The only thing is, I wish I was there today, but I know we've got to do things. My staff better be working hard because they better not be golfing. That's all I got to say.
I know you're not a polls guy, you're not an awards guy, but we just heard 6th place in both the coaches and the media poll. Is that a fair spot, you think?
No, I mean, that's the way it's voted. That's the way it's voted. You know me, I've said it for years. I don't get caught up in polls. If we're picked 10th, it wouldn't bother me. I mean, it's all preseason paper, which means nothing. You still got to perform on the field. So those don't bother me. And it might fire up the kids a little bit, but it doesn't bother me.
A lot of question marks going into this season. Even for you, you switch from the offensive side of the ball to the defensive side of the ball. If you can, just talk about the change a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's new. I've never coached defense before, in all my years of coaching. Going to linebackers, it's different. It's exciting, though. My blood gets going again. It's not the same old thing it's been for all these years. It brought a new excitement to me. And then, obviously, I hired Andy Freeze to coach the O-line, and he played for me. He'll do a great job. He, coming from Wilmington, we're getting some experience, and so it's going to be new. Me doing a little bit more of defense, but it really is exciting.
And you'll have a new player on defense as well. One of the leading rushers last year in Drew Irvin, switching to the defensive side of the ball in linebacker. A little bit of a selfish move by your choice to move to defense, and now you're taking him with him. If you could just talk about the switch for Drew.
That was probably going to happen no matter what. He had talked to me, we just a stable of running backs, and we're rotating all the time. And I think he wants to try to get on the field more. And, he came to us and said, I think I'd like to switch to linebacker. And I think it's a great move. I think he can help us over there. He's fast, physical, and strong. So it's just, we had that conversation the other day is, the biggest unknown is when that line opens up, are you going to stick your head in there? And he said, we'll see, with a grin on his face. So I think he's excited about it. I'm excited to be over there. So, but, hopefully it'll help our football team.
5-5 the past 2 seasons. Is it safe to say that going into your 4th season as head coach, the mark is to get above the 500 mark and get a 6th or 7th win this year?
Oh, there's no doubt. Our expectations are going to be high. We've got a lot of guys back. Offensively, I know, we've got a lot of guys, and defensively, we've got to find some guys, but we've got a lot of guys back there too. And, if our guys aren't, their expectations are as high as mine are, then I'm going to be disappointed. When they come back, I want to see how in shape we are. Did they take it serious? I know we did as a staff. We've got a turnover in staff. We've been working. I've got 3 new GAs. Andy's new. So, we've been working hard to get everybody caught up to speed, so hopefully they have been too.
You mentioned it at the podium a little bit ago, going into camp. Not sure who the starting quarterback is going to be. You have a whole lot of candidates who are very qualified. If you could just talk about the quarterback battle heading into camp this year.
Well, I think, we've got Kevin Green, who will be a senior, been in the program for, 3 years, going on 4 now. Joey Longino will be a junior. And, we've got Lucas Ousley, who will be a sophomore. Tyler Gall maybe, thrown in there as a sophomore. So we've got some guys. It's going to be interesting to how this whole thing shakes out. We've got a couple transfers also in there. So, I don't talk a lot about transfers just because, we haven't seen them when the bullets are flying. But, it's going to be exciting to see who emerges during camp.
Are you leaning any way? Does anyone have an edge going into camp, or is everyone starting out at 0?
Well, I think when you look at it, I would have to say, going in, it would be Kevin. I mean, just because he's been in the program for 4 years, he's seen it, he's had to cut some snaps in games, but that's basically put on experience-wise. But if I had to walk in today and say, hey, you're my starter, it would probably be him, because of that. He knows it's going to be a grind, and everybody's, pretty much on an even playing field, and we just got to find somebody emerge, be a leader, and do what we need him to do.
Lastly, Coach, September 5th, Memorial Stadium, first game of the season. Buffalo State, a very talented team. If you could, just talk about the Bengals and what they're going to bring game 1.
They're going to bring a lot of physicality. They're big. I mean, they're big, strong. Had a great year last year. St. John Fisher beat him by 10 at the end of the year. and you know how good St. John Fisher was. But they're going to try to run the ball down your throat. They're going to throw it up to some big, tall wide receivers. Our quarterback's back. He's very athletic. O-line's gigantic. And then on defensively, and they're big up front, athletic, and they got a All-American outside linebacker coming back. So they're high on them. I mean, everybody is. I think it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Thank you very much for your time, Coach. Best of luck to you and the team the rest of the year, and we look forward to covering you the rest of the 2015 football season.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Here with senior wide receiver Cole Benner. We just wrapped up 2015 OAC Media Day. Cole, a great day. Thanks for joining us here. Before we dive into the X's and O's of the season, kind of exciting new uniforms for the Otterbein football team this year, switching to Nike, and you'll get to rock those for the home games this year. That's to be pretty exciting.
Absolutely. We've been hearing about, rumors about getting new jerseys for a few years now, and, it's exciting for my last year. We're finally going to get to, kick off my senior year with the new jerseys. It's going to be fun.
Last year, we saw you as a very versatile player, lining up mainly as a wide receiver. Occasionally, though, you'd take wildcat snaps, passing the ball, running the ball up the middle, had a rushing touchdown, you'd return kicks. Can we expect to see you in that same sort of role this year?
I'm hoping so. I played quarterback in high school, and it was kind of more of a wildcat type of offense, so I'm used to it. I'm comfortable with it, and I'd like to do anything I can to help the team.
Going into camp, you don't know who's going to be throwing you the football this year. There's a couple guys who could win the quarterback job. Is that troublesome as a wide receiver going into the year, not knowing who your starting quarterback's going to be?
It'd be nice to know, but at the same time, I've been getting work with all of them, so I'm not real concerned about it. I think someone will step up and make some plays.
Are you leaning one way or another who you think it's going to be?
Nah, I'm not real sure right now.
Well, we just found out that Otterbein was 6th place in the coaches and the media poll after finishing in 5th place last year. Did you feel that was a fair assessment of the Cardinal football team?
No, I don't think all these people completely know what we're about and know what we're capable of, but just it's motivation to prove them wrong.
5-5 the past 2 years. This is obviously your last year of football. What are the team goals that you have set?
Obviously OAC championship would be great, and just taking the team to the next level. 5-5 isn't good enough. We want to bump it up to the next level this year.
Did you set any individual seasons going into camp?
No, I don't think so. I just want to, get playing time and help the team out.
Tough schedule this year. You open with a playoff team in Buffalo State. You go to Mount Union. OAC is always a grind. Your thoughts on the schedule overall this year?
It's the OAC, so it's going to be tough like usual. And Buffalo State, they're no joke either. So every week we got to come ready to play, or we're going to get smacked.
Cole, we appreciate your time. Best of luck to you and the team the rest of the year, and we look forward to covering you and the Cardinals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here with 4th year starting senior and captain center Grant Noppenberg, just finishing up the 2015 OAC Media Day. Grant, so glad to be able to talk with you. How was your off season?
It was awesome. Put in a lot of hard work. All the guys that I've been working out with, they've been working hard as well, so I'm looking forward to this year.
Going into the season, you're one of the most veteran players on the team. You're going to be a captain as well. If you could just talk about that experience and what it's like to be a leader now, entering your 4th year.
It's awesome. I know I'm not the most vocal guy on the field, but I like, going out there, working hard, trying to show the younger guys, set an example. When I know coming in as a freshman, I really looked up to the older guys who worked hard and tried to be a leader. So, I just wanted to be like them and set an example for the younger kids.
You talked about being vocal when you were at the podium with Commissioner Gleason. He even brought that up and said, Coach Doup wants you to be a more vocal kind of leader this year. What are you going to have to do to accomplish that?
I think I'm going to have to step out of my comfort zone a little bit and, start getting on some guys during practice, and that'll help. But definitely it'll help stepping out of my comfort zone. I think I can do it. I was more vocal in high school. I was just being at Otterbein my first couple of years. I was, still pretty young, but being a senior this year, I think it'll help me come out and be a little more vocal.
The offensive line will be one of the most veteran groups on the team, 4 of the 5 returning starters. Should we expect to see this O-line be the strong point of this football team?
Yeah, I definitely think so. We've definitely got, we've got two kids that are coming back. They're going to be Ryan Mickle and Justin Kristoff are going to be 3-year starters, and Case is going to be second-year starters. Last year he was a starter as a freshman. Just looking for that left guard spot. But, I mean, I think definitely our O-line definitely will be a strong asset to our team with all the experience that we have.
You talked about that left guard spot. That's going to be the person standing directly next to you for the entire season. Do we have any candidates who could fill that spot yet?
I'm not really sure. There are definitely some guys probably coming in that can help us out, and maybe if we move some guys around, if they're comfortable with the position change, then we could have that spot filled.
You have a new positions coach going into the season. Coach Doup was the O-line's coach. He switches to defense. Andy Freeze, a former All-American for the Cardinals back in the day, is now the O-line coach. If you could just talk about Coach Freeze and what he brings to the table as the new offensive line coach.
I think it'll be great having him. He has a lot of experience, especially, I mean, he was an All-American, so he knows what he's talking about. And, I mean, he played under Coach Doup for 4 years, so, I mean, he knows the offense already, so he's coming in with a head start. And I think it'll be great having him. I mean, I love having Coach Doup as an O-line coach, but, I mean, when you have the head coach as your position coach, he's not only worried about you guys, but he's worried about the whole team. So, I mean, it'll be nice having Coach Freeze just be our own position coach and not having to deal with everybody else on the team.
8-2 as a freshman, 5-5 the past 2 seasons. Going into camp in the 2015 season, is there a win total that you've set for the team to mark as a benchmark for success this year?
Just anything better than 5-5, I'd say. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to go 8-2 again, but I mean, I definitely think that we have the potential to go better than 5-5. So, yeah.
Second team all-conference center last year going into the year. Did you set any individual goals for yourself?
Not really. I mean, I just kind of, as long as we, like as a team, if we go out there and play well and have a winning season, I think that's better than any personal goal you can set.
Lastly, Grant, who's going to be catching your snaps this year?
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. Probably I'm going to have to say Kevin Green. He's been playing well, throwing the ball well. He knows the offense. So I'm looking forward to having him back there.
We're looking forward to it a lot too, Grant. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to the rest of the season. Good luck to you and the rest of the team. Thank you.